What up, peoples? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to this special live. What up, peoples? What up to the special live? We're getting ready to announce the oh, okay. We going to talk about the All Stars, the 12 on 12. Like I said, everybody who sees the flyer here, I suggest if you can make it, oops, if you can make it, please try to go. It is going to be a lot of fun. It is going to be very competitive. What the heck? I just messed up my whole screen. There we go. It's going to be very competitive. Um, I am definitely looking forward to this weekend. Um, Excited. We got some exciting stuff coming up that we're going to talk about UBA wise. We got the playoffs coming up in I think 2 weeks. We got the gauntlet going on, UBA gauntlet in Greensboro, North Carolina. I got two teams going out there. Excited about that. Playoffs, Newton, July 6th and July 13th, I believe it is, or July 12th. Looking forward to it. I haven't seen any announcements on the playoff picture yet, but I'm going to be posting that as soon as we can. As soon as I can, I'm sorry. Um, Also, I'm waiting to see who is the 12 that is going to be picked from, yeah, who is going to be picked. Um, so I'm going to announce the 12 during the show, and I'm also going to announce who's the alternates for the show. I'm going to also talk about the process that we took to come up with this and how do we pick our 12. I appreciate the people who represented the Deep South because it was, I know I was a little late, but it was a flawless job being picked. But before we get into that, I do want to address something for league. I put up a poll on my page, and I wanted to see who would be interested in a singles league for the fall. I want to really try to push that forward. I've been talking to a couple of people. We're going to try to get this push because I think a singles fall league would be fire. I think it'll be very competitive. I think the people that will be a part of it will have no choice but to compete. I think it will be different from the singles league because the singles league, um, I'm sorry, with the normal league, you got to kind of worry about teammates. You got to kind of worry about people with their money issues. You got to worry about people with family issues, and then even as a bowler, you're kind of worried about, oh, if I miss, can I still, will I be hurting my team? So there's a lot of factors in the bowling league that people don't talk about enough, and I just really want to start pushing a singles league out here. Um, but I really think I got you, Ray. You already know. But I really want to get a singles league started out for the fall. My idea and a couple of people who I was talked to, we talked about doing it kind of like beat the house. Do it in three sections. Do it fall, winter, and summer. That way, and have them all as three separate leagues. That way, if you are one of those bowlers that you just want to get 18 games in or 21 games in, you can bowl the singles league, get your 18 games, and then you ain't got to worry about a 36-week season and all the other stuff that comes with league. And if you have to miss a week, you can miss a week and not have to worry about letting your team down. So please go on my Facebook page, look for the poll, or look for the Professional Hustler page. Look at it and please vote because we want to see if we can get enough people to get it started where it makes sense. So please vote. I know a lot of people was wondering about my post I put up yesterday. I put up a post that said a lot of people in the UBA is so people are just calling people asking for their USBC numbers, putting them on UBA teams. I just found that funny. I did hear that happen to a bowler. I asked him, I heard you sign with such and such. And he was like, no, I ain't signed with him. He just got my USBC number and put me on the team. I was like, you didn't say no though. But but I just thought that was hilarious that people are doing. Next season, like we've announced already, we got 4 new teams coming to the division. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with the division. One thing I do want to say about the UBA division that we have is I'm going to try to encourage the people in my division to kind of watch more UBA videos and try to understand what the UBA really is. Because I think don't get me wrong, I think we have great bowlers in our division. I just don't think that they have wrapped around the UBA culture yet. And I think when you wrap around the UBA culture, it makes the UBA much more fun. And for those of you who don't know who the UBA is or what the UBA is, it's the Underground Bowling Association. It is a very, very competitive trash talking league, and emphasis on the trash talking. So if you go to a lot of other states up north, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, especially in New York, New Jersey area, it is very, very highly competitive. It is loud. It is obnoxious. It is a lot of trash talking, and it is not everybody's cup of tea. So make sure when you're signing these people up for the UBA, make sure they're understanding what the UBA culture is, especially if you're in the Deep South District. Because if you're in the Deep South District next year, I'm letting you know I am determined to turn our division around into a full functioning UBA. So when I say it is up for everybody that does not have this jersey on, I love you to death. We're going to be friends afterwards. But during, I'm letting you have it. I'm letting you know now. Because everybody thinks they can bowl UBA. Everybody thinks they can bowl in the pressure situation. Everybody thinks they can bowl with the trash talk. But when I'm sitting on the ball return and you looking around and saying, hey, man, get off the ball return, I'm going to look you dead in your face and say, no. And you're going to have to bowl with me, or I may just bring up a chair and sit it on the approach and make you bowl around me. Or make you bowl like and I'm telling you now, don't be a person bowling UBA against us and you looking for 2 lanes of courtesy. Yo, you're not getting it. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to teach y'all what the UBA culture is in the Deep South next year. So I'm letting you know, be prepared, because the outsiders are coming to wreck and be lapped. And you're going to have to bowl with that if you're on the UBA. We've already made a couple of people mad. We had a bowler who wasn't even bowling, and he was talking junk, and a guy was bowling, and he was distracted and couldn't even bowl and was upset. So don't like Jacob just said, don't get your feelings hurt. It's nothing personal. It's just the UBA culture. And if you decide to step foot in that culture and on them lanes, on a team, and not fully understand what you're getting into, hey, it is a handful. It is a lot. It is very, very fun, though. It is competitive as shit. And one thing you're going to do when you bowl UBA, you're either going to get better or you're going to get talked about. One of the two. And it is a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, this season and to close out this season was a lot of fun. Let's talk about it. So we know we're gearing into the UBA playoffs. And with the UBA playoffs, with the UBA playoffs coming up, we had the last position round. So with the last position round, let me put the standings up. Let me see. Did I have the standings? Let me see if I had the standings before this last position round. And if we did, because the position round had our position round had deep playoff implications. Let me see. Is this it? Is this it? Nope, that was stop 8. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find stop 12. But yeah, I want to say shout out to the teams. What is this one after? Nope, that ain't it. So shout out to the teams that are going to the playoffs. Just to let you know, the playoffs is just as intense. You have all the divisions from the South meet up in Newton, North Carolina. You win 4, you go to Battle Bowl. Easy as that. So let me see. I want to show y'all what the standings was beforehand, and then show you what the last standings was. So, but it was a fun season. The season's had a lot of ups and downs. As far as for my team, I am so proud of them because we did not start the season as hot. If I'm being honest, I wasn't trying to come off with a hot season, a tough, what my goal was just to get back into the playoffs. And I think we were able to see a bigger picture. Let me also say this. Shout out to the people who don't bowl, who represent and are still carpet warriors. Your job is just as important as somebody who's bowling. I bowled the Conyers stop. We had a mishap happen, and I was forced to bowl. Did not want to bowl because I was tired. But when you're on that carpet and you see someone bowling bad and you take them to the side and you talk to them and try to get them, that job is just as important as if I'm as me who is the bowler. I did not bowl particularly well. Like I said, I was pretty much a placeholder. I was the 10th man, so it was next man up. So no excuses, but a couple of people on the carpet on my team saw me bowling bad. Saw I guess kind of saw it in my face, and they took me to the side and they was like, "Yo, dog, we trying to accomplish something here. You need to shape up and pull it together." And it was through those talks and hearing people like Jacob, Darcy, Tarika, Marvell, Daryl in the background, Miss Jules, Latrina Jules, Romo, people who come, Rob, Robert Cook, Don, Dana, Greg, Nick, Demetrius, all of EK, Dwanye, JoJo, something. When y'all come and I look back there and I see all our jerseys and I see the support, don't take away what your job does as that carpet support. Because when it comes to the UBA, to have that support of your team, that is very, very, very big. And they definitely carried me. They definitely carried me through there. So let me put up, I just found it. Let me put up the standings. Hold on, let me get this. This thing is so stupid. I hate this thing. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I want to just say shout out to y'all because this season it was not an easy season, but it was a season where I had to even get grabbed by the collar and be like, "Look at here, homie, the way you doing things ain't working. We need to make a change." And I listened, and I think out of the last 7 stops. We went 6-1, and to carry it into the playoffs. So it was huge, 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 huge. When you take that stuff, but that's what happens when you build a team. And when you build a team like that, it's very, very, very hard to beat. So, all right, here we go. Let me put up these standings so y'all can see what the standings was before we we started bowling. All right. So before we started bowling, DSL was in first place. High Caliber was in second place. Critical Role was in third place. The Outsiders was in fourth place, and Southern Asylum was in fifth. So with hell, my bad, my computer is acting all up. Hate this thing. All right, so facts. Right. That is very true um when we're talking about carpet support, because I don't think, like, a lot of people get in their feelings when they're not bowling, and that when I say that carpet support is everything, it is everything. All right, all right. So here was the standings before. Um, DSL was in first with 326. High Caliber was second in 276, and Critical Role was third with 258. Outsiders 256. Southern Asana was 242. As you can see, the bottom three. Love y'all to death, but there is really no need to talk about y'all because um, y'all had a great season. I think y'all closed out very well, and y'all definitely, I feel like, are going to be very, very ready for the next season, for the season coming up. Because, like I said before, this is not a easy. Uh, Bowling the UBA is not easy. You have to get 9 guys to go to 13 stops. You have schedulings, you have family things. You have all kinds of stuff that happens. So to get 9 people sounds easy, but it's not as easy as you look. I know a lot of us make fun of DSL for their big roster, but as you start doing this, you understand why they have a big roster. You understand why they do certain things, and you learn from them. But I am here to tell you. So how the last position round was, since DSL was 40 pins over um, High Caliber in the number 2 spot, they automatically played Top Shelf Stunners. Top Shelf Stunners ended up playing DSL because DSL, like I said, was 40 pins over, and they pretty much won the division. So I definitely want to. This was 12. This is the week. This is the standings before the last position round. So DSL ended up playing Top Shelf. High Caliber played Critical Role. Outsiders played Southern Asylum. Like I said, no disrespect to the last 3, but we'll talk about y'all next season. We're currently in Georgia, Lotus. Also, I'm live on TikTok. For those who don't know, I'm also live on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. So if y'all see my eyes going each screen, I'm live on all of them. So with that being said, with that stop that happened, um, we bowled at we bowled in Augusta. When we bowled in Augusta, Augusta is the mutual house for everybody. I think everybody had a decent little drive to Augusta, at least 2 hours for each team. But it was a pretty mutual stop. People who have bowled at Augusta know that it is a dry, relatively dry house. Yeah, it's a relatively dry house. But if you practice on dry, like a lot of people who I know do, they ain't have no problem. So we had a good roster. I liked the team that we had out there. But let's go over what ended up happening in the last position round because it was nothing short of drama in this last position round. Just to give you an idea of what could have happened. So we already know DSL already won. With Critical Role facing, oops, I jumped ahead. My bad. That was with Critical Role facing High Caliber. There we go. With Critical Role facing High Caliber could still make the playoffs if they finish 14 points above the Outsiders. If they would have tied us, I believe they would have had the tiebreaker. I believe High Caliber owned the tiebreaker over the Outsiders. And if the Outsiders finished 2 points above Critical Role, if Critical Role would have lost to High Caliber and the Outsiders would be in the playoffs with DSL. Not only that, if the Outsiders would have lost to Southern Asylum, but still got 2 points more than Critical Role this last stop, they could have jumped Critical Role and gotten the playoffs even with a loss. Southern Asylum needed, I believe, 20 points. No, they needed 15 points more than the Outsiders and 17 points more than Critical Role to jump over both of them and get there. So 2 through 4, the playoff spots was still wide open. So now let's talk about the results of that playoff spot of this last position round. So with this last position round at Augusta, here are the results. Blow it up a little bit. Here are the results. So Dirty South Legends took care of business. I'm sure they had a couple of people that needed to get playoff eligible. That worked out for them. They ended up beating Top Shelf Stunners 32-8. Great job by Top Shelf Stunners because I heard one of their scratch squad put up some decent numbers in one of the games. So shout out to y'all, even though it was a 400 plus victory. I don't really pay attention to that because that could have came anywhere. Great job by you guys. You fought. You continued to fight all year. I think, not gonna lie, I heard it's a couple of people that's leaving y'all to go to these new teams. Call a spade a spade. That's dumb as shit. It's dumb as hell. Why would you leave a new team you just joined a new team who is trying to figure it out, who's trying to learn the UBA. You leave that team to join a new team that's trying to figure out that just joined the UBA. Help me understand that. Like and here's a word of advice. If you're going to join one of these new teams, give the new team a chance. Give them 2 to 3 years. Give them 2 to 3 years. If they're new, they're figuring it out. I remember our first year. We're in year 3, about to be in year 4. The dynamic of the team has definitely changed from our first year. And then the crazy part is our first year, we started off hot. Like we should have made the playoffs. We had two mishaps that happened. One was a jersey issue, and one where we showed up to a tour stop with 8 people, and we took ourselves out. But if I'm looking back at it, of how if we would have made the playoffs, like we wasn't ready. Um, and y'all have heard me tell this story before. I wasn't ready until I faced Ray's team of Complete Anarchy the second year, and we faced them in the middle of the season. I thought I understood the UBA, and they quickly gave us UBA 101 class. That was still to this day one of the intense matches we have ever been in, that I've ever been in, and I wasn't even bowling. And it was crazy. You had Josh Jackson, who is 6 foot stupid, and Trey, who is 5 foot midget. Josh bending down, yelling in his face, while Trey's on the front nine, about to shoot 300. Josh purposely goes up before Trey, knocks down 3 in a 10th, then goes to Trey in his face, screams, "Now you finish yours," while Trey's on the front nine. And Trey's just looking at him, smirking. As he goes to bowl, he shoots his 300 and he knocks down his 3 in the 10th. But some people aren't built that way. Some people, you yell at them like that, they're gonna be ready to take you outside, and then you're just gonna get laughed at because you don't understand the UBA culture. The UBA culture is very, very, very intense. It is fun, and like you said, you better not miss. EK was at that stop. EK was on Trey's pair, and me and him was just looking like, yo. So, like, of course, in bowling, it's kind of like an unwritten rule. If somebody is on a 300, you just, you kind of be like, all right, we hope you get it. Like Trey was on a 300. They jokers was like, man, I hope he don't get it. Miss. Hey, Trey, miss it. You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. Like, and I'm sitting there like, dang, I thought you supposed to encourage 300. You're supposed to be silent. I was like, shoot, you be silent if you want to. Yo, they be on you. They don't give a damn about your 300. They don't care about your honor score. They don't care about none of that. Every time they see you, every time that you're up there, they are trying to distract you from the goal at hand. So make sure that if y'all joining the UBA, you're ready for what it all comes with. And like Ed just said, yes, if you missed a 5-pin, you are getting powdered. Powder, period. And when I say powder, we talking baby powder outside. I'm going to find that video and post it of when Clyde got powdered at Lilburn. So I'm probably going to do another show tomorrow, just a fun show. And tomorrow, I'm going to have that video for when Clyde got powdered for missing the 5-pin. So going back to this. So then let's get all this. Okay, so we have Full Throttle and Tri-City Reapers. So Full Throttle, after 2 tough losses to the Outsiders, a very tough loss in Conyers. They played us in Conyers the second time, and their handicap 2 pair was not missing. And to my point, what I was just saying, so Full Throttle got a lot of the blunt of what's going to happen next year, because we had to face them twice before this position round. There was a guy that was on front 6 or front 7 or something like that, and this joker wasn't missing all day. And I'm trying to say something to him. I'm your shoes untied. Hey, I'm gonna take your wallet. Hey, is this your phone? Like, I'm just trying to distract him. Nothing is working. So what I ended up doing was, one time I go up before him and he's on the lane right beside me. So as soon as I throw the ball, I turn around and look at him like this. Now I'm standing in front of his foul line. in his line of sight as he's on the approach. And I'm looking at him like this. And then he just gives me a smirk while he's on front six, proceeds to bowl, and then bowls a 7-10 split. So that's the type of pressure you got. Some people can't handle that. Some people can't handle that. So Full Throttle showed they can handle that. They were live in this last tour stop. It was more than just Garland. Yeah, I struck. Yeah, I struck. I struck. But if it was more than just Garland that was live. So I think next season, I think they are going to. They had the music jumping. As always, great playlist. We was all rocking over there because we was on a pair beside them. So we was over there rocking and dancing. And now for the two main matchups, Critical Role versus the Outsiders. When we started bowling, I had told my officers the magic number is 34. We need 34. That is the magic number. We get 34. I don't care what Critical Role does. I don't care what High Caliber does. We're in the playoffs. When that happened and that was said, we all knew what the goal was. I want to say shout out to Southern Asylum, but then I got to let y'all have it just like everybody else. I love y'all to death. I love Brittany and Mike, but Southern Asylum, a lot of y'all was talking this season. Y'all was talking heavy early in the season. Heavy. I mean, heavy. Y'all was talking early. Y'all was on Jason Hale's top list. Y'all was on Dre's little top 25 list. Y'all was even ranked higher than Critical Role at the time, and they had more points than y'all. I did not understand that. It was no hate. I was just saying how I don't get how a team that's ranked higher or that is in second place, first place, and you're in second or third place and you're ranked higher than the team above you. That didn't make sense to me. But y'all rode those coattails. A lot of y'all was talking heavy. LeVar, Rich, Vic. A lot of y'all was talking all season. I bowled leagues with y'all. I just kept hearing it. Hey, man, we about to do this. We going to do this. Oh, yeah, we definitely making the playoffs. Yep, Critical Role, DSL, Southern Asylum. That was everybody's pick. Y'all was saying it. So when I let y'all have it in the chat, in the group chat, I just said, y'all saw the back and forth I had with Joe Ennis. Joe Ennis said, hey, Critical Role is going to win the division. And you know what I told him? You can have the division. We're trying to get the Battle Bowl. Give a fuck about the division. You know, I know it's a little extra coins, but we trying to get the Battle Bowl. We got a goal. It's going to be a tough fight because we have some tough teams in the playoffs. I've been talking a lot about my team, so I know we're going to get everybody's best. And when we get everybody's best, hey, that's what we want. We want to play everybody's best. So I was talking heavy early in this year. So when we go to the playoffs, hey, when we go to the playoffs, I know when they see us, they're going to be coming at us because I was running my mouth. And that's what happened with y'all, Southern Asylum. Y'all was running that mouth, and people started coming at y'all, and y'all folded like some laundry. Like it was crazy the collapse y'all had. So it was on the pairs. It was pretty much Donnie, Lane, and Dusty. Their back hurt. Mike, I don't know if you're still in here, Mike. They back hurt. They tried their damnedest. They bowled their ass off. Donnie Smith, Lane Moore, Dusty Hicks, they bowled their ass off. They tried, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. In the UBA, people step up. You get stepped up or you get stepped on. And we knew what the goal was. We locked together. We had the carpet support even drive. I think we had maybe about 6 to 8 people drive 2 hours who wasn't bowling to cheer us on. Shout out to Tony who helped me, Tony McQuarrie. Big shout out to you, helping me babysit so I could focus on the team. She was able to help me, get my daughter and everything, the kids straight, and she took care of them for me while I was, handling the team and cheering the team on and trying to distract people. Shout out to them. But yeah, it just wasn't enough. Like I don't know what happened to the rest of the team, the lineups, but you definitely dropped the ball in this season. But but what we not going to dive over is y'all ain't the only ones that dropped the ball. We had high caliber and critical role. Only thing high caliber had to do, I think their magic number. I forgot. I forgot what their magic number is, but it was maybe like 20, 18 or 20 was their magic number. I want to say no. It had to be like 26 or something. Yeah. Yeah. I think that magic number had to be like 26 or something. Uh right. I wish I could share. For some reason my comments always go out. But I agree with you, Kidder. Kidder said they're gonna remember you standing in the chair hollering across the house. We here in the South, we here in the playoffs last year. Yeah. The playoffs, I was hyped last year. I was so hyped in the first round of the playoff. My adrenaline was pumping so much. My heart was beating so much. I couldn't even bowl the second round. Like that's how hyped I was. I was standing on chairs, yelling across the bowling alley, like we here, we here. Like I was so hyped. My adrenaline was rushing like crazy, but it wasn't as crazy as the magic number was 12 to make the playoffs. And man, this was a woo. I'll be lying to you if I said I didn't feel this collapse in my heart. Um, to go from second, I think they were in second pretty much most of the since the second position round, I believe they were in second. And me, the outsiders and critical role just kept doing this until the stop in where were we at before Conyers? Whatever that stop was before Conyers, and we played full throttle the first time. And then we actually cracked the top three, where we actually jumped over Critical Role. I forgot where that matchup was. Southern Lanes, yes, it was at Southern Lanes. It was a special. It was supposed to be somewhere else, but it was at Southern Lanes. Yes, it was when we faced Full Throttle the first time, and we had a big victory, and we actually jumped Critical Role into that spot. And when we jumped them the next week in Conyers, once again, Southern Asylum had another big chance to take out a big monster and secure their spot in the playoffs. And once again, dropped the ball at Conyers, and they lost big to Southern Asylum. I mean, to Critical Role. So Critical Role ended up jumping back over the Outsiders because Full Throttle and Conyers went swinging. They were swinging. That was not an easy one. They were swinging. The center was doing renovations, so we had to switch, right? So, but Full Throttle did not after we beat them pretty big the first time. After we beat them big the first time, the second time was not easy. It was not easy. They came when I they I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know how long or how many stops Garland missed the 5 pin. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. I don't know how many times Garland bowled scratch. I don't know if that was his first or second time bowling scratch. Um, with if anybody knows, I don't know if anybody knows if that was Garland's first or second time bowling scratch, but um, he's definitely capable of bowling scratch. I've never seen him bowl scratch, but he he was lined up against Dana, and when I tell you he was he was money. Garland was money on that scratch squad. He was giving his team life, and them jokers, them silent killers on handicap two, they was beasting. Like my boys was fighting on handicap two, and then in the middle pair, I ain't gonna lie, we always jacked up in that middle pair. Like I think the only one who really had a good look was Don. Because we all six of us on that pair was yeah 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 we all shit. It was yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But that scratch pair and that handicap two pair, they were fighting. They were fighting. So with um with that being said, with high caliber, I will say this because and I see Casey in here, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is just an observation of what I've seen. Um, it's extremely hard to bowl or to, I guess, to make a lineup when half your team is leaving. Um, I can only imagine how difficult that was for them. And I'm not trying to give them an excuse, but that's just because if people don't know, I think a big portion of her team of Turner's and Casey's team is going there. There's another team that's starting. I forgot their names, and somebody in the chat know their name of their team. So I know half the team is staying, and half I don't know. When I say half, I'm probably exaggerating. I don't know, maybe a couple or maybe a month, but I know a big portion of it is being formed off her team, just like Full Throttle did. And I was talking to somebody today. I think it's a kind of like a badge of honor when you have a team form off of your team, because Full Throttle, they always give much respect to High Caliber and Casey. Everyone on her team always does. I've never heard anything negative coming from them about that. So I can only imagine that this kind of collapse that they had happened because of that. Um, it's I don't know the conversations that happened in there. I'm only speculating, but I only could imagine that they had a lot of who's coming, who's staying, who's going, and when you have to worry about that in the midst of making a playoff run, I can understand how the energy wasn't there for that. Oh, she said it's like 5 or 6 people. Okay, so I know I'm exaggerating a little bit when I say half the team. What's the team being called, Casey? Um, Yeah, and I'm not saying that they wasn't able to bowl. I'm just saying, like, in the back of the minds, maybe that was. And that, like I said, I'm completely speculating. I don't know that to be true or not. But I know it could be hard because even when Tri City Reapers was starting, we kind of knew that they were going to start a new team. But even going into that last match against Augusta Rain that one year, because I wasn't sure if they were starting their team, that year or the following year. No. When we lost to Augusta Rain in Augusta, that was the first year. We knew that second year when they made the playoffs, it was still in the back of my mind, even though just like Casey just said, it was like maybe 5 or 6 of them that was leaving. But they were a big part of our five. They were that 5 or 6. They were a big part of us. They both. I mean, when they got on the team, they were heaven sent because we needed it. We needed people that was willing to travel. We needed people that wanted to bowl. That wasn't afraid to bowl out of town and knew. So JR team is out of Rock Hill. She says she's not sure of the name. And then they had a couple go to Paradise Cartel. Oh, Wade Hampton is starting the team. Okay. Wow. So there's a lot of new teams just coming just out of the Deep South and the Palmetto district. So next season is going to be very interesting to watch as this going. So, but just to close out this recap of the last tour stop. But yeah, so we had high caliber take on, lose the Critical Role 34-6. And I was on the side of them. They were on the left side of us. And during that match, it was crazy because there was really not a lot of, I don't know if I was just distracted, but it really wasn't to me. It was like more focus coming from over there. Like they were on it. I didn't hear too much chatter until the end. We can address that too. No, do I want to address that? Well, this is what I would say. It's easy. It's easy to talk when you're winning. It's easy. It's easy to talk. It's easy. After you won. After it's all said and done. That's easy. It's easy. So it was a lot of focus over there. I think both teams knew what had to be done. But it was a heavyweight match over there. But I didn't hear a lot of noise until it was it was over. I don't know if it was because I just heard the music in there, but they were focused. Every time I went over there, it was tight-lipped and very. They were focused. They were focused, and Critical Role ended up taking care of business. So with that being said, with Critical Role and the Outsiders tying, the final standings looks like this. Dirty South took the division. Congratulations to y'all. Critical Role finished second, 2 points higher than the Outsiders. Closing out was High Caliber and Southern Asylum. Those cowbells was going. Yeah, you're right, Casey. Those I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I still be having dreams about them damn cowbells. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, so this season was a very fun season. I had a ball. I enjoyed finally seeing yes, High Caliber came last year, but I never looked at High Caliber as a new team because I knew most of them came off of KC. I know most of them came off the Savages. So I never really looked at them as a new team. I always looked at them as a team that just branched off from another team. But so when I say this year was the first year I finally got to see the new team come in from start to finish, and the joy that I got to see of for number one, our division growing, the area growing. Also got to see the improvement of a team from all three teams, Tri-City, Full Throttle, and Top Shelf. Talking to all three of them, I got to give big shout outs to Tri-City and Full Throttle because no matter what, you guys had fun. If you were just walking in the building, you didn't know who was winning whenever you had Tri-City or Full Throttle. They were loud. They had the support behind them. You just never knew who was winning because they were so loud and having so much fun. And Top Shelf, that would be my advice to y'all is have fun. Don't forget why you're doing this. Yes, it's super competitive, but you got to have fun while you're bowling. Because for number one, that's what we're here for, is to have fun, talk trash, and bowl. So shout out to Full Throttle and Tri-City. I think y'all futures are very bright. I think once y'all figure out the identities of the team and continue to have fun, I think it's only going to be bright skies for y'all. If you don't have to face the outsiders. So this is how the season ends. I don't know if they have a playoff picture. I have not seen one. I haven't seen a playoff picture. I've seen a sample one, but I think they were still waiting for a division to finish a tour stop or something. So we're gonna get I'm hoping to get Nick Smith on to talk playoffs one day. I want to get probably Gustavo on here again to talk playoffs and get some other teams that are in the playoffs. Brian Pennell, I don't know if somebody tagged Brian Pennell. Brian Pennell, man, I need you on the show. You are too hilarious. Like that's my guy right there, man. He is hilarious. So somebody, if y'all tag Brian Pennell, I would love to get Brian Pennell on the show to talk some trash with him. He is hilarious. He put a Hitman picture underneath my daughter's graduation video. Yo, he had me in the car crying when I saw that. So shout out to you, Brian Pennell. But yeah, I want to get a playoff, thing going on. Okay, districts that had a bye will be bowling the last stop this weekend in June. Okay, the last weekend in June, I'm sorry. So we have some I guess they have an odd number in their division, so they had bye weeks. So they're bowling the last position round this last weekend in June. So we are we're waiting for that for the final playoff picture. So that's how our season ended. So without further ado, let's talk about this baby right here, this beauty. Where'd it go? I don't care if y'all see my email. There's nothing in here. All right. Make sure they can see that. All right. So if you are not signed up yet, please get signed up. Please get signed up. It's a fun fact. It's a fun packed weekend of events. We have the handicap doubles June 29th, which is, I believe that's the Saturday, right? Yes, June 29th. We have the handicap trios and handicap doubles. Not going to front. I'm going to call it right now. The winner of the trios will be JoJo Sump and Dewanye. I'm calling that right now. Calling it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a. Dewanye, JoJo, and Sump will win the trios. I haven't seen the doubles. I don't know who's in the doubles yet. I haven't heard many doubles partners to pick, but hey, that's my trios pick. Hey, like it or love it. Where is okay? So and then Sunday we have the handicap singles, which I'm trying to bowl in that. I'm bowling all events if I can. I'm bowling all of them. So I am definitely where my bad. Somebody is blowing my phone up. But so without further ado, let me introduce to you. I'm trying to see how can I put this in here. Now, let me talk about while I'm in here. Let me talk about our process and what we did to pick Do I want to be? I think I'm gonna be messy a little bit. So I'm gonna tell you who we picked and how we picked. So what we did was we chose one representative from each team, and Casey told us to put our top 12. She gave us the list of averages of the whole season. And then Amanda had a great question of can she see the averages for the people who bowled in that stop, even though we had a little circumstance there. Um, and we saw the averages of the season average, and we saw the averages of the Boulevard stop when we saw. So when we had the averages of the Boulevard stop, we was looking at that, and I think what it was we ended up picking 12 people, and the 12 people that we picked, we voted on first. I think Casey. First of all, for Casey to have done this with the eye that she has and the votes, she was on it. I'm like, God dang, girl, you are fast. Like, how the hell you this fast getting these votes out and counting this stuff? So she was on it. So everybody picked their 12. And after we picked our 12, we she accumulated everybody who had 5 or more votes. And if they had 5 or more votes, then they automatically got in. And then everybody else, we kind of voted on the remaining. And then after we voted on the remaining for handicap and scratch and handicap, then we voted whoever was left who multiple people picked but didn't get picked for the actual squad. They got picked. We voted for them to be alternates. And then also we made sure that the people we picked was going to be available. So it was a great process. It was an easy process. It was no arguing. It was no drama. It was just pick who you think, get it to me, and of course, like always, Martrell, why are you the last one? You're always late. Come on. And I picked mine. Sam said I had the worst pick. I think I personally had the best team out there that I picked. I don't mind telling you who I picked. Let me see if I could pull up who I picked out of this. So the people who I picked, and how I made my pick, and also, I forgot. I probably should have called you. I don't know if Amanda's on. Could have got Amanda on and talked about this. I still want to get a couple of people on so we could talk about how we came up with our picks and stuff. I think that is interesting. This whole process was interesting to see different people's picks and the people they chose and why. So how I picked mine was I picked people who my first thing I picked for is I looked at the averages and I did the eye test. People who I know that aren't afraid of that limelight. People who I know been in situations with high caliber bowlers and was able to step up and not fold. So that's pretty much how I picked mine. I wasn't it wasn't a biased pick. I was honest. Some people on the teams of the people who I picked, some people on the team that I picked was maybe not the highest average on the team. But they are, hold on 1 second, I'm sorry. They necessarily wasn't the highest average on their team, but I seen them step up in pressure situations where the person who was the higher average, maybe not so much, and there's no knock to them, because for you to have the highest average on your team, that means you did have to step up some way, somehow. So my pick was like I said, we had to pick one person from each team. And my first pick, I think, was everybody's first pick. Give it up, because he had the highest average. I want to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he had the highest average in the South. let me see. I'm looking in the chat real quick. Did so and I want to definitely give him his props because he is a killer. He is a killer, man. And when I say a beast, like my people, I know kids love to watch him bowl. I know, outside of the bowling alley, you be hearing booms because his strikes are so loud. And when you hear him strike, it's a sight to see. It's a sight to see. So my first pick was definitely everybody's first pick. Like I said, I think he had the highest average in the South. Not just the division, not just on our team, but in the South. Please give it up to Demetrius Wilcox because he was on everybody's first list, I believe. But give it up to Demetrius. Big congratulations to you, man. I know how hard you work. I know he just, I think, got on staff with Brunswick. Definitely well deserved. Trying to bring back up the screen there we go. So this is my picks. These are who I picked. This is my pick. Oh, let me blow this up so y'all can see it. Trying to look on the screen to see if y'all can see it. All right, here we go. Okay, so my picks that I picked was Demetrius for the Outsiders, Tyrone for DSL, Jason from Critical Role, Jason Darnowski, Donnie Smith from Southern Asylum. Picked him because when he got them headphones on, I don't think nobody is what's the face. So Demetrius got 7 out of the 8 votes to start. So his was crazy. He was 7th. I'm sorry, he's 7th in the average. And thank you, Brian. Hey, Brian, man, we got to get you on the show, man. We got to get you on the show. You are hilarious. But yeah, he was 7th in the Southeast with his average. Demetrius was. So, like I said, I had Demetrius from the Outsiders, Tyrone Stevens from DSL, Critical Role, I had Jason Darnowski, Southern Asylum, I had Donnie Smith. Also had Kyle. I'm sorry, I could never pronounce Kyle's name. I please forgive me, Kyle. I'm gonna try. I think it's no, I'm not. I'm not gonna try. But Kyle R, y'all know who he is. Southern Asylum also for scratch. Also had Taylor Major. For my handicap pair, I had for my handicap pair, I had Brian Kidder from Top Shelf Stunners. I'm sorry, Brian Kidder from the Reapers. Sorry about that. Tri-City Reapers. Now let me tell you why I picked Brian in Tri-City. Brian used to be on the Outsiders before they formed Tri-City Reapers. Brian was one of the bowlers that every time we asked, could he step up, he stepped up every single time. I remember there was one stop in Anderson. Brian was coming to just watch. And we had a bowler who had car issues on the way there, who got stuck. We asked Brian, hey, can you bowl? Brian said, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no shoes. I just came with my jersey to copper support. He said, I ain't got no shoes, no ball. Brian borrowed some shoes or had house shoes, borrowed a ball from somebody he knew, and we put him on the scratch pair. You probably thinking, Martrell, why would you put him on the scratch pair and he ain't got no shoes and no ball? Not only did we put him on the scratch pair, we were missing a bowler because of the bowler who had car trouble. They made it late. So, I mean, extremely late. So it was just Brian and Nick Reed on the scratch pair. And when I tell you they went off, I think Brian shot 7+ that day, and we won that scratch pair with being a man short. So Brian, that's why Brian got my vote. When it's time for him to step up, he steps up. Turner for a high caliber. Every time I see Turner bowls, he's bowling amazing. That's a no-brainer. I think everybody. I think I spelled who name wrong. Oh, I don't know why my that's spell check. I don't know why they want to call him Justine so much. Uh, but then we had Michael Johnson from Full Throttle. Definitely a strong bowler with them. Could have easily went to Garland. But as far as for Mike, I think Mike was definitely deserving of that spot. Like I said, another alternate we had was Justin Sumter, and Critical Role is Josh Rondino. What can we say about Panda? Like Panda is Panda. Like if you are putting an all-star squad up and you have Panda and you give me Panda and Tyrone Stevens, I like my chances. You give me Panda and Tyrone Stevens, I like my chances every single time. Those are two people that you know are going to step up and show out every single time, especially when there's competition in the wings. And I'm sorry, Clemento. I know a couple of you all. I saw your comments, Holton. Hey, y'all. I'm sorry if everyone shows up on this list, and it's going to be a long day for y'all. But and then my alternates, I had Trey, Justin Gibbons, Jaime, and Ty Tillery. The reason why I picked Jaime too, I want to give Jaime a shout out because same situation. Every time you see Jaime come in the game, we bowled DSL. We was almost on the verge of beating them. They subbed in Jaime. He shot 5-16 for 2. Like to come in cold, no practice, shoot 5-16 is crazy, crazy. So and Ty always steps up. He's another one. He doesn't run from the competition. He runs toward it. And same thing for Justin and Trey. They're just phenomenal bowlers. So they broke. This was my list. So now let's get to the actual list. Oops. So now your all-stars for this for June 30th. The 12 that will be representing the Deep South that will be winning on June 30th. We have Demetrius, Josh, Kyle, you see his name, Tyrone Stevens, GOAT, Michael Johnson. That is your scratch squad. Your handicap will be Justin Sumter, Brayson Brady, Rodney Johnson, and Philip Spalding, the second, not the first, but the second. So shout out, big congratulations to you guys. Way to bowl this season. Way to be dedicated for your team every time. Every time. I agree with you, Brian. Juice and Tyrone are yeah. It's hard to argue that. Juice, Tyrone, Demetrius. That's my 3 right there. Top 3 are here. So this is definitely going to be exciting. I want to see this happen with other districts. I would love to see a 12 versus 12 all-star event versus all. Oh, I left off 3 bowlers. Oh, snap. I sure did. Oh, snap. Where's the other paper? Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me get the other. Let me. Where do we have a picture of the whole thing, Casey? I thought this was it. My bad. I guess I should have wrote this down, huh? Okay, so these were the top 6. So your 3 that was coming out of it. Because I see the last spot. I see Wesley Reed. Let me see if I can. We got Turner. Does he have here already? No. We had Turner. Is it? It's Turner, Donnie, and Wesley, right? Am I? I thought this was the list. I believe it's Turner. What is a ragtag? Yes, Donnie Smith. Yes, there we go. Okay, so Donnie Smith will be on scratch. Turner will be on handicap, Turner Pike, and also Wesley Reed. Okay, I got you. I see it now. So yeah, we have Turner Pike, Wesley Reed, and Donnie Smith is going to scratch. He's going to be bowling on scratch. So we have Demetrius, Josh, Kyle, Tyrone, Michael, and Donnie on the scratch pair. I don't care. Yeah. They're not beating that. They're not beating that, Casey. It don't matter. They're not beating that. And then on handicap, to wrap it up, we have Justin, Brayson, Rodney, Phillip, Turner, and Wesley. So this is going to be a fun. My hope is that we can extend and get this going to I see you, Holton. My hope is that we can get this the 12 on 12 going where it can be prosperous to where we could turn this into an event where the districts battle it out to see who has the best district. I want to put into something too. If we do this, do a district versus district, I think whoever went the first one, whoever wins the event has to happen in the winner's district. So but I would love to see the UBA do this. I would love to see the Hey, Brian is a fool. Brian is a fool. but I would love to see the other districts do this because I think this is fun. I think it's like I said, it embraces the UBA, it embraces what it is, the trash talking, the back and forth, the competition. I love it. I want to see it continue. Alex, we did talk about that earlier. Alex, I talked to a couple of people today. We got to get on the conference call sometime this weekend. But yeah, I think this is going to be a great event. If you are not signed up for these events, please hurry up and get a spot because the spots will not be here for long. I'm here to tell you. Like, please go ahead and get your spots. To secure a spot, you must message Casey or message Nick Smith. So definitely get that message. And also, I want to say congratulations to Deep South for winning in June 30th because I don't know what Plum Meadow is going to put in on that. I'm sorry, I just saw something that was crazy. The Clippers is trying to hire Jeff Van Gundy as an assistant coach. We'll talk about that later. That is crazy. But yeah, congratulations to these guys. Palmetto, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Cause I know y'all got some killers out there, but Holton said he won a best of damn, a best of 21. Shit. I'm mad I can't put the comments up here no more. He said he won a best of 21. God dang, y'all trying to bowl. Y'all trying to have your arm fall off. Is the best lefties in the South. I don't know. I think Donnie Smith is one of the best lefties. Y'all just don't know about him yet. He said, well, dang, the best of 21. Shit. But yeah, make sure you get your entries in. Please, please, please. Don't wait till the last minute. Because this event will sell out. All events will sell out. 12 on 12. I got my money on. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Who won it? I got one $100 bet on Deep South. $100 bet to Deep South. First come, first serve. Take it or leave it. 100 on Deep South. That's what I got. So I am going to be there with my pom-poms, cheerleading. I can't wait. It is going to be fun. I want to say first and foremost, while you're up here, Casey, with this whole process, you and Nick had a great idea with this. I want to say Nick has also been a great DM, a great mentor, I guess you could call it. I got a lot of mentors in this UBA family. Nick has, yes, we got 2 teams coming, Brian. I got 2 teams coming out there. But Nick has always answered my questions, answered my phone calls, gave it to me straight. And anytime, I had a question, KC, for this to be your first, I forgot about Anthony Richards, Tyrone. Yeah, AJ Right. Yeah, Anthony is down here now, boy. That man, boy, Anthony, boy, that man, shit. That's all I can say. I don't give a damn if he was a righty. Like that boy is nice. Like that man is nice. I don't care if he was a righty shooting. Like you could say it's because he on the left side all you want. That joker makes shots. Anthony Rick, that's him and AJ. You're right. That's a woo. Yeah, but Anthony, woo, that Anthony Richards, man. I recently just saw him for the first time up close when he moved down here. He started bowling in the Monday League. That joker nice. That's all I can say about that. But yeah, that joker nice. But yeah, we got 2 teams coming to Greensboro this Saturday. Stop it, Reggie. Matter of fact, stop it. But we got 2 teams going to Greensboro for the gauntlet. But back to what I was saying, but Nick and Casey, I want to say for Casey, it to be your first time being a DM, you did a great job this season. You were, there was not a lot of issues. There was very, you did a great, when there was issues, you did a great job of getting down to it and getting it handled quickly to where it never became a thing. I want to tell you have done a great job. I know this, I think they said you are moving to Greensville, I think, the Greenville house. I don't know if we're still going to be in the same district or not, but I definitely want to say that you have done a great job, even in this process of picking the 12 on 12. This was a seamless, great process. I don't know if you are a, what they call them people, a planner for a living, or I forgot what they call them people, like people who work for other companies and plan events and stuff like that. But that was like your calling. Like everything that needed to be done was quick. Even when we had the little where the bowling alley was renovated, by the time you told us, you had already had a place and everybody like it was fair and everything made sense. We went to the tour stop, especially when I was late giving you my lineups, So I want to thank you for stepping up because they were looking at me if you would have said no, and I would have been looking at you, and then you would have been looking at me, and I would have been looking at you. So I'm thank you for stepping up and doing this tough job and getting the standings out. And another thing that you did too that was amazing is after the tour stop. By the time I hit the interstate, we had the standings, all the scores, and everything up. Like that was great. So by the time we was home on the ride home, we got to talk about the standings and stuff and scores. So I want to say you did a great job. You did a phenomenal job. I want to give you your flowers. I still want to get you on the show, do an early show for you, just like we did this time, just to get you on. But I don't know if you plan on going back into the Vixen series, but good luck if you do. Congratulations on the ball. And you did all of this while being pregnant. That is amazing. Congratulations to you and Turner on a new addition. That is, I think a lot of women are superheroes. For you to do all of that pregnant, still give us updates from the hospital, still be at I think you still only missed one tour stop, which is crazy, which you could have missed more because of the conditions that you had. You have a beautiful baby girl, and I wish y'all nothing but the best. But you did a phenomenal job. I definitely want to give you your flowers for that. So just to let y'all know, I got to wrap up. Upcoming stuff that we have going on. I see you on here. Mr. Goat, I still got to get you on here. If you're not busy tomorrow, I would love to get you in, tomorrow, Mr. Goat. You know who you are, Mr. Goat. Brian, hit me up, or I hit you up so we can get you on to talk. I got another mental health show coming up. I have one of my best friends who just graduated as a mental health therapist with his doctorate. And he's going to specialize in sport mental health. I'm going to have him on the show to give us a talk and some insight on maybe some things that we can improve and to help us with our mental, because we know bowling is also a very, very mental game. We also plan to have, like I said, Nick in the Palmetto district to discuss their 12 picks. And then we're going to also talk about playoffs. I'm forgetting somebody who's supposed to be on also. Trying to remember who was it. When I have all Southern Asylum has a tag team. Who's their tag team? Anyway, when I find out who all the new owners are, I'm going to have the new owners on so they can, we can learn more about them, what made them want to start a UBA team. Also, I want to have, I'm going to reach out to Joan, Richard Raby, and Freddie Goins. I would love to have y'all three on to talk about your first years, just to see what y'all learned, how it went, and everything. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up. I'm going to try to come on tomorrow. I have absolutely nothing to do tomorrow. So I'm going to come on. We're going to go back to the late night. I just wanted to do this special earlier show. I may start doing some earlier shows to get a couple of the people on who can do. I still need to get Ty on. I know Ty works a lot, so still need to get Ty on. And then I want to start having more open discussions. I want to have more open discussions about bowling. I want to have multiple guys from pro shops come on. Me and Robert was talking earlier. We would love to have a conversation of, why do dual angles over PAL angles or PAL over dual angles? What do y'all like and why? What are some of the common things that you see? So what are the common things you see in the pro shop? Yes, Tyrone. If you ain't busy tomorrow, Tyrone, we can do this tomorrow. But I want to talk about what goes on in the pro shop, what should bowlers be aware of before or know before they walk into a pro shop. I want to have open discussions on that because as now that I'm working at Critical, shout out to Critical Role Bowling Supply, Sam and Panda. I feel like we have great conversations in the shop, and those conversations I think need to be heard. So even small conversations as what do you prefer, or what cover stocks do you prefer? Like, why go to this cover stocks during this competition? I would love to have someone like a Brian Pennell, Tyrone, AJ Rice, Charles Weathers, some of you top bowlers on to have a group discussion of things that y'all see and things to get bowler and what bowlers should look for to get them to the levels that y'all are. So I want to have more open discussions on this. I want to ask Clyde, why do y'all still continue to lose and stuff like that? So we definitely are going to push this forward. And I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all if you like and subscribe. I love y'all to death, man. I get a lot of people that I don't know walk up to me and they beg me not to stop this. And the people that are in the comments, the people that are regulars, the people that are watching on a regular, that support that I know, I appreciate y'all. It means the world to me because there are bowling shows out there, but there are not uncut bowling shows out there like this. And I think when I say uncut, it doesn't mean vulgar. It just means your real natural thoughts. A lot of the bowling shows that I see in the reviews, it's a lot of jargon. That's another thing I want to do. I want to do a show on bowling jargon because a lot of people talk, and I don't know if y'all just be knowing what y'all talking about, but they be saying stuff, and I think it be going over people's heads because they don't know what you're talking about. So I would love to talk bowling jargon and get that out there. We definitely are going to be pushing. Just to let y'all know, I'm waiting on a lot of stuff to make this more cleaner. That's a lot of times I don't go on as often as I want. I hate the way this looks, but I'm trying to. Everything is just so slow with this process of me trying to get a couple of stream keys from Facebook and from TikTok to make everything all in one. And also get my other computer fixed because the computer that I'm on, once again, this is not a computer I use for streaming. This computer is old and crap. You see the camera looks like crap. But I didn't want to keep pushing it back because we are in July and I still don't have my other computer fixed. I don't know what that company is doing, but what Apple is doing. But if I would have waited for my computer to be fixed, this show would have never started. So, so I appreciate y'all. Everybody who walked up to me and be like, it'd be weird. It's a little weird. So if I look stalling, it's just because I may not recognize you. You recognize me. You be like, hey, Martrell. I'd be like, you sound like, I ain't gonna lie. The guy at Augusta, I know who you are. I recognize you afterwards, but you called my name like a bounty hunter. I almost ran on you. Like I almost just took off running. So I thought he was a bounty hunter the way he called my name. So, but he was just like, hey, man, please don't ever stop doing your podcast. And that meant the world to me. So I appreciate y'all. We have more to come. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your night. We'll be back. I'm going to try to be back tomorrow.